Sports fans, we are live. Welcome to the Sports Behavior Podcast. I'm your host, OG the Beast, here with my co-host, as always, Chilltown 32. What's popping? How you running today?
Right. Running good, brother. Running good. We got a good show today. Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
we got a great show today. I'd like to, as always, thank everybody for coming out. I really appreciate y'all taking y'all Tuesday night out to come kick it with us. Both the OGs appreciate that, man. We here for y'all and y'all only. If you checking in from YouTube, I appreciate y'all. Like I say, we got a loyal fan base over there on YouTube. Y'all know who y'all are. If you own any other platform and you can't catch this stream on Twitch, it's always going to be on YouTube right after we are done with the show, probably the next day. Got to give me some time to chop some stuff up, y'all. I'm only human. But, you know, we going to be on YouTube the following day each podcast is aired. So don't come back to Twitch thinking you're going to be able to watch it because I locked it. It's only for subscribers. If you want to watch it on Twitch, you have to be subscribed to us. It's not much. You know, y'all could drop some bits. Y'all could show some love, show some support to your boys. But if you can't catch it on Twitch live, it will be on YouTube the following day after the show. But like I say, we working on Spotify, we working on Apple, we working on all of that. Me and Unc was just talking a few minutes ago about ways to get it spread out between every platform because there's people asking for it on Apple and Spotify. So we trying to please any and everybody, man, even if it's going to take a little bit of money out of our pockets. We all ready and willing to do it for you guys because we love you guys, man. Without y'all, there would be no us. So once again, I appreciate y'all tuning in to the Sports Behavior Podcast. Let's see who we got in here. Elite Beast Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Pop it, pop. Hold on. They say you
No, we
can't.
good.
They say we
No, that's
can't
him.
hear anything.
No, that's him. That's him.
It
Everybody
was.
else is
It
good.
was just him.
It's just him.
Everybody
Yeah, it's
good.
just him.
Hey,
Everybody
yo,
good. It was just
W's in the
him.
chat if y'all could hear us. W's in the chat. He
Yeah,
said, never
we
mind, I
we
got
good.
it.
Yeah,
Dubs in
we
the chat
good.
if y'all could hear us.
Absolutely.
Nets is Fools Gold.
Absolutely.
W's in the chat. Okay, everybody can hear us, man. We got some loyals in here. Elite Beast Game and just played us for a loop, man, thinking we can't hear. I'm checking my stuff, making sure ain't no red lights
We
on.
hot. Oh, we hot. We
We
hot.
hot. Best
Yeah, we
podcast. I
hot.
appreciate y'all. Most underrated
Mm-hmm.
podcast. Jay Flocks, I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate y'all, man. I love each and every one of y'all out here. Let's go
Yeah.
watching live from work. I appreciate it, man. Hope you don't get in trouble.
No,
Our
don't do
job
that.
is all right.
No,
Please
don't do
don't do
that.
that. Don't do that. Made it back on the live. Appreciate that dollar bill, man. I appreciate y'all. But Dubs in the chat, man. Dubs in the chat. I appreciate y'all. How y'all doing, OG and Unc? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
My man Cam. That's my man Cam 2K. That's he
Yeah,
good people.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He was in
that's my
Cam
man.
2K was actually in OJ Knows live maybe about a week or so ago, and we was chopping it up in there. I stopped through. He's a regular. Appreciate you, Cam 2K, for all your support, man.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
but yeah. Anyway, on with the show. We had a messy Monday night game. Whoever tuned into that game, I was flipping back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, didn't watch the whole game, but I caught enough to know what the hell I'm talking about today. Now, this game was messy as hell from the jump. And anytime you got games like this, you got to expect the low scoring. 14-10 was the outcome. After the game, coach Sean McDermott was on the podium, of course. Tired of getting his head kicked in. The few years he's been with Buffalo. Tired of getting his head kicked in by Bill Belichick. Now Tom Brady is gone. His replacement is in, and he's been playing damn well. Shout out to the rookie Mac Jones. He's been playing his tail off. He's been doing enough. But in this game in particular, 19 yards for the rookie. But it's not his fault, right? It was 100% coaching, 100% play calling. Bill Belichick ran the ball a total of what? My God. I think Harris got injured in this game with another ankle injury. He ran it 10 times. Stevenson ran it 24 times. Everybody touched the ball on the ground in this game. Why? 55-mile-an-hour winds will probably do that to you. It'll change the way you approach the game. All the Patriots did was just run the ball, not down their throat, up their asses. That's what they did. That's what I like to call it. People say, oh, they ran it down our throat. No, they ran it up your ass. That's how I like to. That's what I like to say. Point blank period. They couldn't stop it. Everything across the board in this game was pretty even. Time of possession was close. Turnovers were close. Each team had a turnover. Time of possession was close. Third down conversions was terrible, but still close. But what's to expect it in a dirty, nasty, filthy game like this? But like I say, Sean McDermott went to the podium. Basically said, look, we're not about to sit here and beat the chest of Bill Belichick. We're not about to consistently give this man more credit than he's actually deserved. He felt like the Bills lost the game more than the Patriots won the game in his eyes. Unc, what you think about that? Should Bill Belichick still be getting credit after all these years and all this time of beating the Buffalo Bills' ass? I think the Patriots, out of the 21 years Bill Belichick has been there, they won a division 19 times. So it's like
sound like sour grapes to me.
Oh,
That's
definitely sound like sour grapes.
That's what it sounds like, sour grapes to me. So number one, my co-host over here, I would think that you would love being from Chicago, that you would absolutely love a football game like this, where we're talking about a team in Buffalo. We're talking about a team in New England. I think they threw the ball three times. The entire game. The entire game they threw the ball three times. But what I'm thinking about, I immediately rewound the clock. I had to rewind the clock because in order for me to swing on you, I got to be prepared to get swung on. So I'm rewinding the clock back to 1990, and I'm thinking about a defensive coordinator in Bill Belichick who's going up against Jim Kelly, and he looking at Jim Kelly just like he looking at Joe Montana. If we let this dude sit in the pocket all day, he's going to destroy us. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put four guys in the box. I think my front four is better than yours. I'm going to have cover three, and I dare you to run the football on us. That's what I'm daring you to do that. Well, if I dare you to do that, I got to be prepared to do that myself.
Exactly.
Now, you would have thought that Buffalo would have stuck with that because Thurman Thomas in that bowl game went 15 for 135. They should have shoved the ball down the Giants' throat.
No doubt.
Because basically what Bill Belichick did was he dared them to run the football. Well, the same thing was going on last night. Well, what do you mean the same thing was going on last night? Just so you know, the Buffalo Bills, numero uno in total defense in the NFL. Right outside the top 5 in rushing, 6 overall. Bill Belichick made it clear. He made it crystal clear because I know you're going to love this. 36 rushes for 206 yards between the tackles. Hey, Beast, where's the meat and potatoes of the D?
Between the tackles.
That's where the D at.
Between the tackles.
So basically, 60% of the plays, 60% of the run plays they had 6 guys on the offensive line. So essentially what Bill Belichick told me, we're going to shove this football down your throat and you ain't going to do a damn thing about it.
Nothing about it.
You ain't going to do a damn thing about it.
And I loved every bit of it because football games are won in the trenches. And I feel like sometimes teams like to get too flashy when the I can't even speak. When the game plan could be like Lauryn Hill. It could all be so simple, but you rather make it hard. Lauryn Hill put it on notice. Things could be so simple, like when teams like to pass on the goal line. I never understood that for the sake of me. Teams like to run in arounds and do all type of goofy shit around the goal line. Why?
Right.
I swear I couldn't be a head coach because I would bring my jumbo out. I would have 8 offensive linemen, and I would run the ball 4 consecutive times. I would never pass on the 1-yard line. I would never pass on the goal line. That's just how I am. Bill Belichick literally jumped out the window. 3 pass attempts. Hey, Mac Jones was efficient. He completed 2 of them. 19 yards on the day. The winds didn't allow you to pass the ball as much. And the Buffalo, let's be honest with you, the Buffalo Bills do not run the ball that well. I think who's leading this team in rushing? I wouldn't be surprised if it was the quarterback. So it's like
it is Josh Allen. It's not Josh Allen, but they're not a very good rush football team.
They're not a very good running football team at all. So it's like this is their Achilles heel, and this game was basically suited for a team that could run the football, and the Patriots is one of them. They haven't been one of the best running teams, but they can run the football.
Talking about a team in Buffalo who, like I just said, they 6th in the league in rush defense, number 1 overall defense. So this isn't a situation where this is a no-brainer where we're just going to run the football. Well, wait a minute. I got a rookie quarterback, right? Not only do I got a rookie quarterback. It's snowing outside, 50-mile-an-hour winds. So I'm up against the elements, and I got a rookie quarterback. I can't just go, all right, we're just going to run the football. Wait a minute. We can't just run the football. This is a stout defense. How are we going to run the football? We're going to run the football up the gut. And on top of that, there was no question about what Bill Belichick wanted to do.
None.
we got a coach in Bill Belichick who Buffalo had 8 guys in the box,
Mm.
right? 8 guys in the
It
box.
didn't matter.
Bill Belichick, 26 rushes for over 140 yards. We shoving the ball down your throat. Put 9 guys in the box. Put 10 guys in the box. We are running the football, and you're not going to do anything
And
about
that's
it.
real
So now,
football, Unc. I love that.
yeah,
It's smash mouth.
there it
It's
is.
my
That's
guys
all it is.
versus yo guys. I low key love teams that play like that. Like if you watch
Yeah.
Tennessee or if you watch, the Vikings play, like they literally just play smash mouth football. My guys are better than yo guys, and we gonna find out. They say Delvin Cook, you see him number 54? That's yo guy. You gotta make him miss. Everybody else is gonna be laying on their ass when we get done with them. On
Well, you from
two.
Chicago. You from Chicago. So you used to seeing Walter Payton carry
Oh
the ball
yeah.
25, 30 times. So that smash mouth, that Midwest football,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Jerome Bettis, who was also from that area. We're talking about smash mouth football, shoving the football down your throat. And Bill Belichick, he's one of the catalysts of that. So I wasn't surprised at what they did. And because now let's make sure that we clear, this doesn't work. You don't need a stout running back in order for this to work.
Nah.
You just need a solid running back in order for this to work. Because Harris and Stevenson aren't exactly Pro Bowl running backs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're good enough where we can make holes and we're gonna stick to the run. We're not gonna deviate when you get stopped for 2 yards, when you get stopped for 4 yards. No, we're gonna keep going with this, and we're gonna see because our defense is good enough that we think we could slow them down. And we know who Josh Allen is. That's how Bill Belichick was looking at Josh Allen. We know who he is. He's going to give us the football back, and he did that more than once. So,
Definitely. Damian
absolutely.
Harris is from Alabama. And you know how them boys
Mhm.
like to run the ball over there in Alabama. Nick Saban, they did their homework on these boys. They ain't got all these Alabama boys for no reason. Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are extremely close. He already knew the roots behind Damian Harris. He's that type of guy. He likes to play that smash mouth football, and they definitely exhibited that. Damian Harris broke one for 64 yards before he got hurt. Like it was just a pounding, and I love to see football like that. I wish more teams would play like that, especially in this era. Ain't nothing wrong with slowing the game down, dominating the time of possession. The Patriots didn't even dominate the time of possession. They just converted more than the other team, which wasn't even that much considering the conditions. So this game was very, very sloppy. Really wasn't worth me sitting down and dedicating 60 minutes of my time for it. But, I caught what was important of this game. So that's neither here nor there. But on to a more serious topic, a more engaging topic. There's a wide receiver that has been putting on a show this year who's arguably making a case to be the best in the business. Now, I say that while also saying this. Cooper Kupp is the guy I'm talking about for those that couldn't take the hint. Cooper Kupp has 100 catches now because of Sunday night's game. He caught his 100th ball in the Sunday night game, all right? Over 1,300 yards and 11 touchdowns. All three of those are good enough to lead the league in those respective categories. We call that a triple crown is what he's on the verge of doing. Now, there's only been 3 guys since the merger. Don Hudson, with the exception of him, former Green Bay Packer, played before the 1960s, played in like the 40s and the 50s, right, in the championship era. He did that. He had the triple crown like 4 or 5 times in his career, but who the hell was playing? Me, you, and your uncle, was out there. So it really don't matter. But after the merger, which was 1967 and up, the Super Bowl era is what I'm talking about. Only 3 wide receivers in the history of the game have had a triple crown. To reiterate, triple crown is when you lead the league in catches, yards, and touchdowns in the same season. That's incredible. 3 guys since 1967 have done it. Jerry Rice, Steve Smith, Sterling Sharp. Those are the only 3 guys that did it, right? Cooper Kupp, that's to show you how impressive Cooper Kupp has been this season as of yet. And I think, and to be honest with you, he's got 100 catches, and the next closest guy is at least 20 to 25 catches below him, I believe that. So
I got a bone to pick with you with this. And the reason why I got a bone to pick with you with this, because I think that you getting sold on Cooper Kupp. Okay. We didn't talk about Cooper Kupp before the season started. We didn't talk about him being one of the better wide receivers. So the last guy to do this in NFL history was in 2005. That was Steve Smith. You just mentioned him. I'm going to run some names off to you, right? because as awesome as Steve Smith was, all right, I'm gonna run some names off to you: Santana Moss, Randy Moss, Marvin Harrison, Larry Fitzgerald, T.O., Hines Ward. Was he better than any of those guys?
Steve Smith, all time or at that time?
No. At that time, we're talking in 2005. Was he better than any of those guys?
He's better than Santana Moss. You said he's not better than Marvin Harrison, not by a mile.
Better than Harrison. Okay. Was he better than Randy Moss?
No.
Was he better than Larry Fitzgerald?
No.
Was he?
No.
Okay. Was he better than T.O.?
No. Hell no.
Okay. Was he better than Hines Ward?
That's my dog, but I'm gonna take Steve Smith over Hines Ward.
Oh, that's a tough one right there.
And I loved Hines Ward because he plays so physical off the line, and he's the reason why you can't crack block no more.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Hines Ward rule.
Not only that, I'm going to take it a step further than that. I heard a very interesting quote when I heard Doc Rivers just say the difference between James Worthy and Dominique Wilkins is James Worthy had Magic Johnson, Dominique Wilkins had me. So with that being said, take Steve Smith off Carolina and take Marvin Harrison and put him on Carolina. And take Marvin Harrison and give him Burline and give Steve Smith Peyton Manning. How is Steve Smith doing?
This is the thing.
I'm sorry, Jake Delhomme. That's what I'm thinking about.
This is the thing. You can't do that because it's circumstantial. Look, football is different. You only as good as your counterpart in this game. So if you got rare guys with rare talent that didn't have the counterparts of a Marvin Harrison, right? We call those guys exceptional talents. I call this the bystander effect. That's my definition. That's what I call it. Because I despise when people try to situationally put players in certain places to be more conducive or less conducive to their skill set. I despise that. E. Smith doesn't get the credit he deserves because he played with Troy Aikman. Michael Irvin doesn't get the credit he deserves because he played with Emmitt Smith. Oh, he got to take a lot of pressure off him. He saw a lot of one-on-one coverages, a lot of man coverages. So it's easy to burn guys off man when you got E. Smith 30 carries a game. Oh, but E. Smith don't get the credit he deserves because he played with the Great Wall, the best offensive line of all time. Just like Marvin Harrison is the most disrespected wide receiver of all time simply because he played with Peyton Manning. That's the bystander effect. So we can't circumstantially put guys in places to make their situation better or worse. Just take it for what it was because football is the ultimate team sport. I can't catch a pass without you throwing it to me. Right. And I can't complete a pass without you catching it.
All right, so let's take Marvin Harrison and Steve Smith.
Your audio is a little bit off. Your audio is a little bit off, whatever you did. There it is. There it is.
Okay, so let's take the Marvin Harrison and Steve Smith comparison off the table, and let's fast forward to today. Cooper Kupp, is he better than Jefferson?
Yes.
Is he better than Devontae?
No.
Is he better than D Hop?
No.
How about Diggs?
Yes.
How about Cheetah?
This season, he's better than all of those guys you named, but this is my gripe with the situation. I see where you're going with it, right? And the only reason why I would sway in your direction as him not being the guy I'm trying to make him to be is because he plays in a slot. Almost 60% of his possessions, 60% of the possessions he's plays, his snaps, come from the slot. And if y'all know me, y'all know dogs play on the outside. X and Z. So I never gave Wes Welker his due diligence. I never gave Julian Edelman his due diligence, which are probably the two greatest slot receivers of all time. When I say that, I'm talking about primary slot, not guys that fiddle in a slot or like Antonio Brown. He liked to play in a slot. But playing in the slot has its goods and it has its bad. See, when you're not playing on the outside, you don't get pressed in that slot. So now you get a free release off the line of scrimmage and you got free reign to do whatever the hell you want. But when you're playing on that hash, on that outside, not only are you getting pressed, but you also are seeing the number one corner on their team. See, Cooper Kupp benefits.
You and me. That's it.
It's mano y mano. Cooper Kupp benefits from not being double teamed for one. They may shadow if they in the zone, but not being committed, truly double team for one. And for two, he gets a free release, and he don't have to see the best corner unless you a Jalen Ramsey that's going to shadow. 9 times out of 10, that's my gripe against putting slot receivers in the top 5 because dogs play on the outside. That's my opinion on it. People used to dog me all the time. Why you ain't got Wes Welker? 100 catches, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Why you ain't got Julian Edelman? 120 catches, 7 touchdowns. Because dogs play on the outside. Line their asses up there against Ty Law. Line their asses up there against them big boys, and let's see how they cut up.
Sure. See how he deal with them dudes. Absolutely. And I can get with that logic. No question I can get with that logic. But I'm looking at Cooper Kupp, who he's having a breakout season this year. The dude been in the league 5 years, Beast. 5 years he been in the league. This is only his second 1,000-yard season.
True.
This season right here. Now, with that being said, can Cooper Kupp, I need to see some consistency before I put you at the top of the list because there's a difference between playing the best and being the best. You and I have had this conversation about Steph Curry. I think Steph Curry is playing the best. Is he the best player in the NBA? No, I do not think that. Absolutely not. Do I think that Cooper Kupp is playing the best? Absolutely. Do I think he's the best wideout in the game? I do not.
But if he gets this triple crown, should I reconsider the way I feel about slot receivers in the top 5? Triple crown.
It's a situation where you have to reconsider it, but you don't have to come way off of your stance because, again, we talking about being in a different system. So that's like me playing the 4, and I lead the league in scoring, I lead the league in rebounds, and I lead the league in blocks. But I don't play on the box that much, as opposed to the 5-man does. I play on the wing a lot more. Mm-hmm. So does that mean that I'm the best player in the game? Well, wait a minute. I'm not in the trenches being a rim protector like the 5-man is. I'm not underneath the basket on the regular like the 5-man was. So I gotta reconsider that, considering it's a different system, but I can't deny what he's done. I can't do that.
Yeah, that's just me though. I deny that. I'm like in the minority with that when it comes to the way I treat slot receivers. Like, all due respect. Respect is given to slot receivers because you very important. With the recent emergence over the past decade or more of the slot receiver position, they've become more valuable. So you don't see guys on the outside as much having these dog-like seasons like we used to see, a decade ago or more. So it's like slot receivers are becoming more prevalent. So what I'm saying is, because of the emergence of the position, it may be time for me to consider treating slot receivers like I do treat these X receivers. Like, consider it like maybe a slot receiver can't be the best in the game. But it was a point in time where I would not even consider them being top 5. I don't give a damn what you did. It was a point in time where I would not even consider Cooper Kupp or a slot receiver, not just Cooper Kupp, being a top 5 guy. Now, not to say that Cooper Kupp can't line up at the X, but he doesn't. Majority of the time is spent in that slot, and I'm not calling it a cakewalk, but I'm going to tell you like this. You can't run no speed out, as an X receiver, knowing that number 1 corner is expecting that. When you in that slot, you could pretty much run whatever the hell you want to run based on what deep. You can see the whole field. You can see what's going on. It's mano when you outside that hash.
I get that. And you also, I understand your logic because, again, you from Chicago, and being from Chicago, you used to smash mouth football. Not only are you used to smash mouth football, you used to watching Revis Allen jam you at the line of scrimmage and punch you in your face. You used to Richard Sherman standing at the line of scrimmage saying, "I dare you to try to blow my doors off. Go ahead, bring it." Mm-hmm. So you used to seeing wideout. You used to seeing DBs like that. And which means that guys like T.O., guys like Larry Fitzgerald, who actually had to run routes specifically to get by these dudes, as opposed to, I'm in the slot, I might get lined up on a linebacker. I'm gonna roast him. Yeah. Right? I'm gonna roast him. I'm not gonna get lined up with Jalen Ramsey. I'm not gonna get lined up with him. I might get lined up with a defensive end. I'm gonna roast him too. So that's a different thing. But when you're talking about the numbers, where I'm the best in the game at this, and this, you have to reconsider it. That doesn't mean that you got to completely jump out the window, but I have to reconsider it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if this man gets the Triple Crown, I have to immediately, off the strength, put Cooper Kupp in my top 5. But even though I wasn't talking about Cooper Kupp coming into the season, a few years back, I was asked on TikTok, it might have been last year, 2020. We about to hit 2022, so you can call it a few years. I was asked, who's the most underrated receiver in the game? And my answer was Cooper Kupp, because I felt like Cooper Kupp was the most underrated receiver in the game. So let's just put that on record, put that on notice. For anybody who follows me on TikTok should know that. I don't want to call myself a fan of Cooper Kupp, but I always knew he had that potential because of how great his hands were, how smart he is, his IQ is high. You know, I knew he had that potential, and he showed it with Jared Goff. But when you put him in the hands of somebody elite like Matt Stafford, you could see exactly what happened. You know, and I called it before the season started. I said Cooper Kupp's gonna get a whole hell of a lot of catches this year. So if you in PPR, grab that man. Unfortunately for myself, I didn't take my own advice because I have him in no league. But this has been a terrible fantasy year for me. That's neither here nor there. We're going to move on. Bronny James. Bronny James had a great game at Staples, coincidentally against, I believe it was against LeBron's former high school team, St. Vincent St. Mary. Right in front of LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, they came to the game, which is kind of funny because Melo and Bron came up together, especially in the high school rankings. They both played at the ABCD camp together with Lenny Cook. If y'all know who that is, the whole Lenny Cook story and all that, he was actually ranked number 1 over all of those guys, all those high school recruits. But they came up together, and it was kind of funny, you know, looking at those guys sitting on that bench who were once playing in formatted games like this, and especially LeBron for St. Vincent St. Mary at Staples watching his son play. It's just so surreal that time is flying like that. LeBron is in his 19th season, and it's like, where's the time going? And speaking of time, people are stirring up the discussion of Bronny James's availability to play with LeBron James and how he may wait for it to happen and try to be wherever Bronny gets drafted if he were to get drafted into the league. Is it possible for LeBron James to play with his son one day in the near future?
I do think so, because I'm looking at his son at 17 years old. He's an incredible athlete. I think his skill set is going to improve as time goes on. I don't know how much more he's going to grow, because I look at his other son, and his other son looks like he's growing even more.
Bryce passed him up.
He looked like he's going to be about 6'6", 6'7". Mm-hmm. So he's the one that actually looks like he's going to be taller. But when I think about Bronny, he looks like a better athlete. He looks like his skill set has improved from last year or from his freshman year. He looks like he's working on his game, and he looks like he's going to get better. Now, this means I think he's 17 years old. So we're talking about a kid who, it's probably going to be another, because I don't think he's coming right out of high school. I don't think so. I think that he could use a year in school, or maybe even a year in the D League. I don't think he's coming right out of high school. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, it's going to be at least another 2 years before he gets called up or even puts his name in the draft. I think James could stick around, because James is under contract with the Lakers for 2 more seasons, and then he's out. Mm-hmm. And then that's it for him. So with that being said,
I don't think that was a coincidence.
I'm sorry. I think 1 more season. I think he's under contract with the Lakers after this season.
Is it one in the player option, or is it?
Yeah, one in the player option. So I'm sorry, it is 2. That's correct. So he's under contract with them for 2 more seasons. So with that being said, I think Bronny could stick around. I mean, I think James could stick around. We could see a Ken Griffey Jr. scenario where James is playing in the league with his son. I don't think he'll do it long. I don't think he'll do it long, but I don't think he'll do it long. But I do think that that's something that could happen, no doubt.
You got to think about it too. LeBron James don't look like he's declining at the rate that people would anticipate a guy in his 19th season. I ain't gonna say he's not declining, because of course he's showing signs of age. His body's not holding up like he used to. He doesn't play defense like he used to. So you could definitely see him aging. He don't attack the bucket like he used to. He's settling more, shooting a lot more threes. I don't know if that's era-based or if it's just because I don't really feel like going in there and getting banged up. You know what I mean? So you do see some decline in his game, but I think LeBron going to have to fall off a cliff. When I say that, I mean I don't think his decline is gonna come gradual. I think it's just gonna be, shoo. It's just gonna
I
be
was
like
just thinking that.
he gonna wake up and be ass one day. Like that's what I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like a 1 year he averaged 23, then 20, then 18, then 16. I think it's just gonna be from 25 a night to like, damn, I can't play no more. I think that's how his decline gonna be. Or
like 13 a game.
Right. Or he could be that rare exception like he's exhibited to us his entire career and stop playing just because he don't feel like playing no more, but still averaging 23 a night, like which would be something nobody's ever seen in the history of the game. But I don't think it was a coincidence that he's got a year and a player option left and Bronny will be 19 at that time, which would make him eligible to enter the NBA. I don't think that was a coincidence, but it would also give LeBron James an opportunity and the freedom to go wherever the hell he may fit. You know, with him being a free agent, his son being 19 years old at the time, it's like I don't think that was a coincidence. I think that was done intentionally, but that's neither here nor there. I want to see it. I would love to see. I don't just want to see them both in the league at the same time. I want to see them boys on the same court at the same time checking in. Like I think that would be amazing to like just say I watched that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely.
But the Washington football team, a lot of people have been asking me to talk about the Washington football team, but they really nothing to talk about. Washington is nothing to talk about. I don't know why people want to talk about the Washington football team. They won 4 straight. Philadelphia
fan. And let's make sure we clear who we talking about. This is a division rival, and this is coming from a Philadelphia fan right over here. Right over here, guys. That's
straight.
So don't take it personal, guys. Just remember who it is that you're talking about.
Washington won 4 straight games. They can win the NFC East now. We got Bricio. They got Bricio. Get over it. The Cowboys are going to win the division. They are 8-4, and I don't see them looking back. They just played like ass and still won. Like, I don't care nothing about that. I think we still got to play them the last week of the season. I don't think we finna do nothing. We're not finna win. But I mean, shout out to Tyler Heineke. Shout out to all of them boys over there. No Chase Young for the past 2 weeks, and they still somehow made it happen. They are playing solid football, solid enough to go on a 4-game winning streak. I mean, albeit against my high school team, your high school team.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, you're not doing that. Absolutely not. You are not doing that there. No, man. This is what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, is it not realistic to think that the Washington, I was about to say Redskins, they're not the Redskins. The Washington football team got a legit shot. We talking about a team who the last 5 games of their season are division games. They got to play you boys twice. They got to play the Cowboys twice. And they got to play the Giants. Mm-hmm. This is their season right here. Here's the problem that we having with them boys, though. All right? They're 3rd in the league in rush defense. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Right? Absolutely awesome in stopping the run.
30 seconds.
29th,
that's what it is.
29th in the league. 29th in the league in passing offense, passing defense, which means that they getting lit up. Now, knowing Kellen Moore, knowing how bad their pass defense is, he'll probably run the football and get a ball to Zeke. He'll probably run the football and get a ball to Zeke 25 or 30 times on some nonsense like that. Knowing how good their rush defense is and knowing how bad their pass defense is, he'll probably do something like that.
And they got all the pieces to pick them apart, huh?
All the pieces to pick them apart. Now, I tell you what, when I think about my 49ers, y'all could have Washington, y'all could have Josh Norman back because he's not doing anything for us. He's super trash, absolutely. Terry McLaurin has actually been really good for them. He was Gabricio, in the words of my nephew right here. He was trash this weekend, but he's been really good for them. And having Chase Young out the lineup, that's another pass rusher that they don't have. But if I know the Cowboys and I know who they are,
they're gonna find some way to screw it up.
I'm not ready to shut the door on the NFC East being sold up just yet, especially considering the last 5 games of the Washington football team season are division games. I'm not ready to shut the door.
That's going to be spicy for them. I'm ready to see how that look. The last 4 games of your division The last 5 games of the season is division. Like, you about to be sweating. Wow, who made the schedule like that? They set them boys up? That's crazy. Y'all really, real life, set them boys up for disaster. Y'all got a 5. So you got the Eagles twice, the Cowboys twice, and the Giants?
Last game of the season against the Giants.
That's crazy.
Yes, sir. Last game of the season against the Giants.
Well, good thing about it is, I mean, they got 6 wins. I think we got 6 wins. The Cowboys got 8 wins. They not looking back. I don't think the Cowboys got nothing to worry about. They should run away with this division with definite ease. But I'm going to tell you who's running away with the division, and that's my Chicago Bulls, damn it, because right now we only got 8 L's, and we cooking with hot oil. We is cooking with hot oil. Real talk. Chicago, stand up. We is getting it popping. Second in the Eastern Conference. I'm hoping the Nets lose tonight. What's that score looking like against Luka and them boys? They losing what?
Dog fight. 5 minutes and it's a bucket. 5 minutes left and Dallas up a bucket.
Damn, see, I'm hoping Dallas take care of business for me, because we right on their ass for number 1 spot in the Eastern Conference. But I ask you this. With all these solid teams in the Eastern Conference right now, we've got some ups and downs, some teams that should be playing better than what they record indicate, like Boston. Who poses a real threat? Because I think right now, to be honest with you, right now, like, we just beat up on a good Denver team with arguably the best player in the league on it. A lot of people are trying to make a case for that. And a whole bunch of shooters around them. A whole bunch of bucket getters around him, with no DeMar DeRozan, who's a 25-a-night scorer, with no Alex Caruso, who was leading the league in steals, not because he's been out. Chris Paul has that. With no Kobe White, who's instant offense off the bench, injury riddle. But we still pulled it out. LaVine gave us 30. We had 3 20-plus point scores that night. Lonzo Ball stepped up and gave us a double-double with 20 points. He's not a traditional scorer, but he stepped up in a big way. Vooch gave us 20-10, and Zach LaVine gave us 30 and 8. So it's like everybody plays their part on this team, losing three big pieces like that, and still being able to come out on top. I don't like it. I love it. But who you think is the biggest threat? I think my Chicago Bulls reign supreme. We second in the East. You think the Nets are fool's gold. Who do you think is the biggest competition to the Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference right now?
Actually, I think who the biggest competition to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay, so that's what you think is the real dog.
Is the Chicago Bulls. I think the road to the NBA championship goes through Milwaukee. I can appreciate what Brooklyn was doing. I can appreciate I think as of right now, though, I think that Chicago is the best team in the Eastern Conference. And I'm looking at what Miami has done. I'm looking at what Brooklyn is doing. I'm looking at what Milwaukee, who, by the way, here they come. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get into detail about Milwaukee. And the reason why is because before the season started, everybody was talking about how whack Milwaukee was. And the reason why they won the NBA championship was because these guys were hurt and because Giannis was on fire. And I'm not going to say a lot. What I am going to say is I know that in the last 2 weeks, they've gone from 9th to 3rd. And they 2 games out of first place. That's all I'm going to say about Milwaukee. I'm having a difficult time with the Bulls. I don't think that they better than Milwaukee. However, I do think in year 1 with this Bulls team, I think they got a legit shot at minimum getting to the Eastern Conference Championship because of the teams that they've beaten, the good teams that they've beaten. They've already beaten Brooklyn twice. Now, I hear a lot of people talking to me, well, the regular season doesn't matter because in the playoffs, the game changes. The game is faster. The game is officiated differently. And guys play at a different level. I can appreciate that. With that being said, DeMar DeRozan is not out of nowhere.
Real talk.
Let's make sure that we clear that DeMar DeRozan has not. He's having one of his best seasons. But with that being said, DeMar DeRozan has played at a high level for years. The year before he got traded, when the Toronto Raptors won the NBA championship, DeMar DeRozan on that 59-win team that was number 1 in the Eastern Conference. He was an all-NBA guard. Let's make sure that we clear on that. Let's not talk like DeMar DeRozan. He's just a flash in the pan. No, we're talking about a dude who was a 4-time All-Star and an All-League and an All-NBA guard.
And let's not forget also, not only that, but he showed his versatility going to San Antonio being put in a position where a young DeJounte Murray gets injured. So now he has to be not only the scorer, but the playmaker for this team. And what did he do? Had his career high in assists. He was averaging 6 assists a night over there and then came over here. Now he's back to his normal 4. So it's like showing versatility and being able to adjust your game so late in your career. I think you have to applaud that as an NBA fan.
Now, what I also want to add too, Beast, is I hear a lot of people talking to me, in whether it's on TikTok or YouTube or whoever I talk basketball with. But you know that DeMar DeRozan played for the San Antonio Spurs. We can't discount the emotional scar that was on DeMar DeRozan after he left Toronto. Number one, in the way that he left Toronto, when he was told that he wasn't going to get traded, only to find out that he did get traded, and to watch them win the NBA championship with his team. That's essentially my team that won the NBA championship, and I got to go to a bad San Antonio team.
Right.
I'm not going to a contender in San Antonio.
Right.
He went to a bad San Antonio team. So we're talking about a guy who emotionally was scarred, watching his team win the NBA championship. So of course his play is going to decline. But now he goes to the Chicago Bulls team where they're really good. So let me get back on my job and show you the all-league guard that I'm not capable of being, because you already know that I'm capable of that. Let me get back to being the all-league guard that I was.
He playing with a serious chip on his shoulder.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Beast, because we have to. I know that this sounds ridiculous, but we actually have to start having a conversation. Not yet, but if this continues, we got to start having a conversation of DeMar DeRozan being in the league MVP talk.
I was just about to say that. We got to start having it. We got to start having this conversation. Why?
Absolutely.
I mean, why do we got to wait, though? I mean,
Right.
he's fitting all the credentials. Like, he's averaging 25-plus points a night, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 assists a night. You know, he's playing better defensively. He's closing games out single-handedly. He's on a top 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. Why do we have to wait to have this discussion?
So let me ask you this question. So as of right now, right, we in December, in the beginning of December. So the 5 guys who are league MVP candidates: Joker, right? Curry, KD. Who's number 4?
DeRozan. Why
DeRozan?
can't put DeRozan?
Okay, DeRozan, and I'm missing somebody.
Probably.
I'm missing somebody. Once again, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Giannis. That's the guy I'm missing.
Giannis.
That's the guy I'm missing. Giannis, Joker, and DeRozan. So as of right now, take Joker out because Denver is 8th in the West. They whack. All right. So we could take them out. Okay. And let's see here. That leaves Giannis. That leaves KD. That leaves Curry. And that leaves DeRozan. And you have mentioned this to me more than once, more than twice.
Yep. DeRozan, the MVP tracker from 3 weeks ago, I got it. It was KD, Steph, Joker, Paul George, and DeRozan.
You guys know, so we clear. My nephew over here, he said it a number of different times. And I went back and did some research, and it's a fact. If you're not winning the league MVP. So okay, so that eliminates Joker. So that leaves KD, that leaves DeRozan, that leaves Curry, and Giannis. Now Giannis is looking real close, but I'm gonna take Giannis out. And the reason why I'm taking Giannis out right now is because I'm looking at the Chicago Bulls being number 2 in the Eastern Conference. I think they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. I think they're the best defensive team as of right now. I think they're the best defensive team in the Eastern Conference. I don't think KD is winning it because all KD is buckets as of right now. And not only all he is buckets, James Harden is leading that team in rebounding. That is ridiculous. The fact that James Harden is leading that team in rebounding. But that's another reason why I keep telling you that this team is fool's gold, and you don't want to listen to me, and that's fine, and that's okay. That's fine. That's another topic for another day.
They're gonna have to show me otherwise before I believe that one.
Of those 4 guys, we have to start having the conversation that DeMar DeRozan is a legit candidate for league MVP.
No doubt about it. I agree 100% wholeheartedly. I'm right with you on that. Like, I wouldn't have it no other way. I would love to see DeMar or Levine get it. They both in a good way competing with each other for supremacy, and I love it. They trade buckets all night. Look, I like the fact that we didn't sink when DeMar DeRozan was out of the lineup this past what was that, Monday? They played yesterday. I'm
Correct.
just so happy that I saw Levine go out there and say, you know what? I'm finna go get 30 to let these muffs know I'm no joke. Yeah, DeMar may be killing, but I'm that dude too. And he went out and got 30 and 8. And it's like, I loved every bit of it. But moving on to a legit conversation. I remember we had a conversation about Stephen Curry and when he was going to break the record. You remember what both of us said? Remember what I told when I told you he was going to break that record? You remember what I told you? I told you Stephen Curry was going to do it by Christmas.
You did say by Christmas. Yes, you did.
You said All-Star break.
I knew it was after the New Year. I didn't know when exactly, but I said it was
by
after
the
the New
All-Star
Year.
break, February.
Mm-hmm.
You said he was going to do it. I said by Christmas he'll have it broken. Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks to be that this man is only 15 three-pointers away to tie. 16 gets the record. Now, people are trying to convince him to do it in breaking Klay Thompson's record at the same time type fashion, which would be just so much of a dog. Like if he was to just come out here and just hit 16 threes in his next game and break Klay's record and break Ray Allen's record in the same night, it'd be like, damn, Curry is like the GOAT. But, I'm just glad to see Stephen Curry approaching this record because records are meant to be broken, right? Everybody knows people get into this game and they know they record's not going to stay the same. But I do believe there are some records that will never be broken. If you can name me 3 of them, in your opinion, records, I don't care if they seasonal records, I don't care if they career records, I don't care if they game-by-game records. What 3 records, if you could choose 3, will never be broken in NBA history?
In NBA, not in sports history, but in NBA history.
NBA.
I don't think in NBA history, I don't think that I'm going to be around to see a guy play in 1,192 consecutive games like AC Green did. I don't think I'm gonna be around to see that. That's number 1. Number 2, I don't think I'm gonna see a guy grab 55 rebounds in a game. I doubt very seriously that I'm gonna see that. I can't say with 100% certainty that I'm gonna see that. And the last thing that I'm thinking about is I don't think I'm gonna see a guy get 30 assists in an NBA game. I don't think that I'm gonna see that ever again. Now, when I think about what Steph Curry is doing, now you had said you said it before Christmas. I said after the New Year. To be honest with you, Beast, I think it's Saturday in Philadelphia against his brother's team. I think it's Saturday because you said he's 15 to tie, right? He's 15 to tie.
And he averages 6 nights. Six makes a night.
6 makes and he's averaging 6 makes a night. Okay, so they play Portland tomorrow night. Just so you know, Portland is the worst 3-ball guarding team in the league. Nobody guards the 3-ball worse than the Trailblazers. So I'm guessing at minimum he's going to knock down, because the last game that they just played, which was yesterday against Orlando, he has 7.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason for me to think that at minimum against the Trailblazers, he's not going to get 6.
Yeah, true.
I think that he'll get at least 6. But let's say he gets 8 against the Trailblazers. So that leaves 7 against Philadelphia, who's in the bottom half of the league against guarding the 3.
Damn.
So I think he breaks it. I think he breaks it Saturday against his brother. I'm gonna go out to dinner with my brother Friday night. I'm gonna go hang out with my brother Friday night, and then Saturday I'm gonna bust his ass. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. That's where I'm at.
I wouldn't put it past Curry to have that on his mind, man, and to say that he ain't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
You a damn fool to say he ain't thinking about that. But if I had to choose 3 NBA records that'll never be broken, Wilt's 100-point game.
I don't think I'm gonna see that in my life.
Nobody will ever score 100 points.
I don't think so.
LaMelo Ball in high school cherry-picked the entire game and only scored 92. So nobody is ever going to score 100 points in a single game. And that was high school. So Scott
No,
Skiles, 30 points. Orlando.
30.
It's not happening. I can't see it. 30 is, I said points. 30 assists is what I meant to say. It's not happening. Nobody ever dropped 30 dimes in the history of this game ever again. I can't see it. No way in hell.
7.25.
Ain't no way. First of all, you got to play a whole hell of a lot of minutes.
Right. I'm not coming out the game.
I'm not coming out the game. I got to play 48 minutes. Like, I don't think that's not possible. Like, I just can't fathom that. And the last one, 16,000 assists from John Stockton. 16,000 assists from John Stockton in a career. Stockton played, 20 years? 19?
Mm-hmm.
16,000. To put that into perspective, Jason Kidd is second. He has 12,000. Did you hear what I said? Jason Kidd is second, and he has 12,000. Nobody's catching 16,000 assists.
We take it a step further than that. Chris Paul is the active player who's as close to him right now. And in order for Chris Paul to do it, he essentially has to have Rondo's career.
Yeah.
In order to catch John Stockton, which means that Chris Paul is going to have to play another 7 or 8 years and average 1,000 assists a season in order to catch him. That's not happening.
That's
Good
a
luck.
lot. That's a
Good
lot.
luck.
That's why that's an untouchable record. Like, John Stockton's records are like Jerry Rice's football records. It's like you like, damn, he got 16,000. That's what's up. And then the guy closest to him, 12,000 for J Kidd. Like, that's so far. Like, that's a long reach.
It's not close. It's not close.
It's so far. Like, it's not close.
It's not close.
Yeah, but I would love to see Stephen Curry break the record by this weekend. What's today? Today is the 7th, Tuesday, December 7th. So what is that? The 12th that Curry would break the record, which is closer to Christmas than I expected. You know what I'm saying? Because I did say before Christmas. You know what I'm talking about. So, hey, maybe I should go play the lottery of some sort. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling a little lucky right now. But let's get into these top 5 performers of the week for the NFL. Not too much. It wasn't too much of a week to really consider or to think about or to brag about. But, I mean, guys did play, so I guess we got to talk about it. But I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
At 5, I got Gronk. 4 for 52, 2 touchdowns. I don't think Gronk had a great game, but he had a welcome back game, and I think that's Tom Brady's security blanket. And I think it was a game that I say, hey, man, you've been battling injuries, punctured lung, broken rib, and you come back and go 4 for 58 and 2 touchdowns as a tight end. I like that. At 4, I got Justin Jefferson. Even though he was in a losing effort, 11 for 182 and a touchdown cannot be denied. Justin Jefferson balled out. He was available for Kirk Cousins all night. Or I don't think Kirk Cousins played. Did Kirk Cousins play this game? Yes, available for Kirk Cousins. Oh, this is that game. This is that game. Yes, Kirk Cousins was there. Hello. At 3, I got Deontay Johnson, 8 for 105, 2 touchdowns, and a tough matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. We love to see it. Those matchups are always gruesome, always tough, and they forever will be. Ever since the Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed days, I have never wanted to miss a Ravens-Steelers game, and I got nothing to do with that division, but those are just tune-in worthy every single time they come on TV. At 2, I got George Kittle. Wake the hell up. Welcome back. Hello, George. Where the hell have you been all season? Where have you been? Because you have this capability week in and week out. Hello, George. My name is Chris Walker, a.k.a. OG the Beast. Nice to meet you. I ain't seen you since 2020. Man goes 9 for 181 and 2 touchdowns. He's number 2 on my list. Number 1, I got Tom Brady, man. He's just making it look easy week in and week out, 368 yards, 4 total touchdowns. Tom Brady is a dog, and I think he's the clear front runner for MVP this season. Just coming off these bye, it seemed like Tom Brady had 2 bye weeks in a row. It's like he's unmatched, he's untouched, and I don't know. That's my top 5 performers.
I can get with that list. All right, number 5, I'm going to go with a duo with Justin Herbert and Mike Williams. Welcome back, Mike Williams. I've been looking for you, brother. 5 for 110. Justin Williams, Justin Herbert, 26 for 35, 3 TDs. He's looking like this. He's looking like the stud that I thought he was. And they won this weekend. Served Cincinnati. Went into Cincinnati and served them dudes.
No
I was
doubt.
loving that. Number 4, I got the Colts defense. And the reason why I got the Colts defense, because in I don't care what level of football, but in pro football in particular, when you can shut a team out,
Yeah, even though
that's
it's
a
Houston,
big deal.
they shut
I don't
them
care
boys
who it
out.
is. If you can shut the door on a team, like we don't stop you once or twice, we shutting the door on you. You ain't scoring one time. That's a big deal. I'm absolutely feeling
I
that.
think so.
Number 3, I got my man Nick Vigil. No doubt, from Minnesota. 15 tackles. We talking about sideline to sideline in the words of my boy Beast right here. Sideline to sideline. My boy, a couple of hurries. He was after him. Justin Jefferson at number 2. Justin Jefferson was just coming out the huddle going, just throw me the ball. I got you.
Facts.
No matter what it is that you're looking for, just throw me the ball. I got you. Absolutely. And at number 1, I got you one, Beast. I'm going with Tua. Tua is
Tua tuck of a
rolling.
hip replacement. Copy that. He
Tua
was
is
rolling, though.
rolling. 30 for 44, 240, 244, 2 touchdowns.
Shout out to Tua.
And not only that, break up the Dolphins 5 in a row.
Yeah.
5 in a row. Shout out to Tua.
Tua tuck of our hip replacement. Ain't that something? Look at Tua, man, out here making plays. Looking like the old Tua. Copy that. But we gonna do underperformers, right? Top 5 underperformers. One of my favorite parts of the show when we talk about the guys that's been Gabricio all weekend long. And we can't forget the Thursday game because Zeke Elliott was garbage. I know y'all ain't forget. 13 for 45. Looked slow, sluggish. Looked like he ain't know where the hell he was. Did I come to play football today? I don't know. Looked like he was smelling his bad breath in his helmet the whole game. He was garbage. Tony Pollard completely outperformed him. Another thing. At 4, I got Saquon Barkley, 11 carries for 55 yards. 2 touchdowns all season. All season. Man, they had a touchdown in 5 weeks. Saquon. I got this look on my face because this is what I think about when I think about your ass. Garbage. You got 2 touchdowns all year. Whoever drafted Saquon Barkley in fantasy, I feel sorry for you, my friend, because he has been nothing short of Gabricio. If he ain't garbage, he's been hurt. Saquon won't be in the top 10 next year. At 3, I got Tyreek Hill. Even though they won, right, they did it without Tyreek Hill. The Kansas City Chiefs are finding different ways to win games because I've never seen Tyreek Hill go to get targeted 5 times, have 2 catches for 22 yards, and the Kansas City Chiefs won. If I told you Travis Kelce would have 2 catches and Tyreek Hill would have 2 catches, is Kansas City Chiefs winning that game? I'm going to tell you hell no. Hell no. But they figuring out different ways to win because teams are catching on to them. And that's the product of Andy Reid. That's the product of the greatness of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Let this team find out how to beat you multiple ways. If they figure that out, it's GG's for the league. Especially when Tom Brady decides to finally get the hell up out of here. Ain't nobody going to be able to stop them boys. Point blank period. At number 2, I got Taysom Hill. He threw 4 interceptions. We didn't forget about you. Against Dallas Thursday. Yeah, you were part of this week. You're garbage. Garbage. They paid that man $90 million. You could have gave me $90 million. I'll come out there and won't throw 4 interceptions. My guys who know me where I come from, I got a cannon right here, y'all. It may not look like it. This arm right here got 60-yard talent. I swear to God, I'm not playing. I have a rocket for an arm. Sign me, New Orleans. I'm not going to throw 4 picks. I might throw 6 whole time. But number 1, what's understood don't need to be explained, man. The Minnesota Vikings took a L to the Detroit Lions. You're the consensusly the number 1 underperformer of the week. No doubt about that.
I'm digging that list. I got at number 5, I got Jimmy G. My man was trash this weekend. 2 interceptions. He the reason why we lost. He didn't give us anything. Got stopped on the goal line. Very simply because of him, Jimmy G just looks like he's pressing.
Yeah.
The more I watch him, he just look like he's pressing. And number 4, I got my man Joe Mixon. 19 rushes, 54 yards. Come on, Joe, where you been at, man?
Yeah.
I know that you And you notice I was a big Joe Mixon. I'm a big Joe Mixon guy. I dig Joe
I
Mixon.
wanted the
But
Eagles to draft him.
yeah, he was not. He's not been giving me much. He didn't give me much this Sunday that just passed. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, Travis Kelce. 8 targets, 3 catches, 27 yards.
Yeah,
Trash.
yeah.
Trash. What is the problem, my man? We went to you 8 times. You came up with 3 catches for 27 yards. That is not going to get it done.
At all.
Absolutely not. Mm-mm. And number 2, I got Teddy Bridgewater. Don't let the numbers fool you. That's fool's gold right there. 22 for 40, 1 touchdown. First of all, that in the words of my uncle Shannon Sharp, that was empty calories. The game was
Facts.
already out of reach.
Mm-hmm.
So the touchdown that he threw at the end, that was empty calories. The game was already over. 2 interceptions. He was garbage. And I was a big Denver guy before the season started, but he was garbage. And at the end, what's understood does not need to be explained. I cannot believe that these dudes. How are you? First of all, how are you playing? How are you playing deep coverage in the end zone and not guarding the goal line when the team is on the 11 and you know they throwing the football? What are you guys doing exactly? Get off the field.
Properties,
Get off the field.
Shout out to Anonymous 6657. Oh my God, he's a Cowboys fan. He just dropped us a follow, man. This is first time here visiting, first time checking out the show. I'm glad you could make it, man. I'm glad you dropped the follow. But damn, you came in here with some bad news. You see this hat on my head? You coming up in my show talking about you a Cowboys fan? Damn, man. Y'all kicking our ass right now. I can't even complain about it. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm glad you showed up, but hey, buddy, the show is over. We gonna take some questions from the fans. We ain't gonna hold y'all up. Anything y'all want to know about us, you go ahead and shoot away. This is your time to get some one-on-one. OG, we here for you. We gonna ask y'all any question y'all want answered. It ain't even got to be sports related. We could chop it up. It could be ladies. It could be advice. It could be something your mom told you to do but you disagree with. Anything you want to talk about, it's the time to have that conversation. Shoot away.
Hey, that Joe Mixon stuff. I know that you're not a fan of Joe Mixon. I don't mean you, Beast, but my man in the comments. I know you're not a Joe Mixon guy, and that off the field stuff bothers you. And I ain't exactly thrilled about it neither. But he's put that behind him. We haven't had any incidents out of him, so I'm good. I'm good with Joe Mixon. I'm straight with him.
Yeah, I'm straight with Joe Mixon too. That's why he slipped in the draft, because of that off the field stuff that he had in college.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. I don't think that the Cards are fool's gold. I think that they the real deal. I do. I think they the real deal. I like they get to the quarterback. They're a good run defensive team, and Kyler Murray is hell to deal with. I don't think Kyler Murray is good. I think he is hell to deal with, and I think that they're a legit contender in the NFC East. Absolutely. I do. Mm-hmm.
Would y'all rather not have anyone show up to your funeral or your wedding? Oh, I ain't gonna see the funeral, so I don't give a damn who show up.
I ain't gonna be there anyway. You just see somebody that looks like me. Right. I ain't gonna be there. So
and he might not even look like me. So
right. So that
James
won't
Harden
bother
wins
me.
the championship without a Finals MVP. Is he above D Wade? Absolutely not.
No. Mm-mm. And the reason why is because you have to be in order. If we're talking about all-time great, and again, Beast, I can appreciate the notion that it's a team sport and all of that. With that being said, when we talk about the all-time greats, Jordan, James, Jabbar, all of these guys, these guys were the best players in the championship series. Just because you won it, that's not enough. That is not enough. You have to be the best player in the championship series. You have to be.
I'm a Viking fan. I almost cried this weekend. Look, bro, I cried too, but I was laughing while I was crying.
Best defender never to win Defensive Player of the Year. That's easy. That honor goes to Scottie Pippen, easily. I don't think that's
I'm all the way up. I'm too high.
Yeah, I don't think that's a question.
Let's see. Best player to never win Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah. All the great defenders, all the best, especially perimeter guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of a perimeter guy that really deserved it that didn't get it.
Right.
I can't really think of one. So
all the great ones have had it. Yeah. What's a more important trait in a female, looks or personality? I think it's personality. Well, obviously it's personality because I don't look what I looked like when I was 25. I don't look like that today. So looks fade. What don't fade is who you are. If she's a bum chick at 25, she probably gonna be a bum chick at 35.
Facts. No doubt
And
about that.
if she was a bum chick at 35, she probably gonna be a bum chick at 45 too.
Now, to be honest
And
with you, what attracts you to the woman, of course, is the physical feature, the physical aspect of that woman, right? But what keeps you is her personality. What can she bring to the table outside of her looks? Now, unless you a dude with a whole lot of money, you got it going on, you don't need no assistance from your female, you got maids in the house and people to clean up. All you need your woman to do there is just go upstairs in that bedroom and bang when it's time to come out, and just look pretty when we time to hit the streets. If that's all you need her for, then yeah, personality don't matter. It's whatever attracts you. But if you're looking for companionship, if you're looking for somebody that you can hold a conversation with, somebody you can laugh and enjoy life with, grow together with, somebody that can offer something outside of what they offer in the bedroom, then yeah, personality matters. And not only that, but, having your head on your shoulders is a big thing too. So don't just fall in lust with a woman. Fall in love with a woman, man.
nope, don't want to do that. So, all right, guys.
Real talk. That's
Yeah.
great. But we talk football and basketball, anonymous, and whatever the hell else we feel like. Oh, that was Tubby that asked that. We talk NFL and NBA. We had actually more NBA in today's conversation than I normally do, simply because it was a boring week of football. To be honest with you, we didn't have too much headlines to really talk about. But we gonna get on up out of here. Y'all already know the routine. We working on Apple. We working on Spotify. I'm OG the Beast. That's my co-host, Chilltown32. If you want to find us, we on TikTok. Once again, to reiterate to all of you guys, you have to be subscribed on Twitch if you want to rewatch the stream on Twitch. If you want to rewatch this stream, you have to go to YouTube, youtube.com/Sports Behavior Podcast. Search us up. Y'all already know what it is. If you want to watch the stream, everybody leave this stream before y'all go drop us a subscription on YouTube. Support your boy. Y'all already know where to find us. Unc, take us home.
Take it light, but take it. Absolutely.
We out.